Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, excuse me. On our first day of TED Talks, we all heard a lot of talks about alcohol consumption and how it can be harmful to us. But let's be honest, this weekend, if you choose to drink, you're going to. Nothing's going to stop you. We're all young, we're all living our best lives in college, and a little drink doesn't really seem to hurt anyone. Or so we can think. What if your drinks could actually impact another life? Today, our TED Talk is going to be about fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Myself and Nia are going to present on this topic based on research provided by ourselves and our other group members. So before we get started, a little food for thought. Do you think you know someone who has fetal alcohol spectrum disorder? You can just think on that before we get started.
So if you do go out this weekend and you do drink, for our ladies in the room, if you find out you are pregnant, what is the first thing you would do? Probably freak out, call your mom, call your best friend, cry a little bit about it. But if you decide to keep your child, would you get tested? That alcohol can have some kind of effect on your unborn child that you would have no clue about. Fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is an invisible disorder. It's not something that will present itself until about the age of 4 or 7, if it does present itself. And on top of that, screening for this disorder is not very strong, especially in the Black community.
So what happens if you consume alcohol while you're pregnant? Well, there's a lot of different things that could be impacted, but the main pathway we're going to focus on is how the alcohol could produce the formation of reactive oxygen species, or ROS, and these ROS species can lead to an unbalanced redox state, which could affect different chemical reactions in the body and central nervous system. So that might present itself as different physical phenotypes in children, or even different cognitive impairments as well. So one of the papers we looked at talked about 3 different ways that you could treat, prevent, or prevent this disorder. So the first, of course, would be to avoid alcohol intake. But as we already talked about, you might drink and not even know you're pregnant. So if you were to drink alcohol during your pregnancy, there are some preventative measures you could take. So antioxidants would be used to prevent the damage caused by ROS species. Neuroprotective factors could help repair cells that were damaged in the central nervous system. Retinoids could help with vitamin A deficiencies, which are also associated with FAS. And then 5-HT agonists could also be used because serotonin deficiency is also associated. And then there's also different treatments that could be provided if your child is diagnosed with FAS.
So this was from another one of our papers, and for those of us who are blind like myself, I'm going to read a little bit about what this is. So it can manifest in different kinds of the disorder, or different levels of the disorder. So you can have full fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which would present itself in, if not all, most of the symptoms that are up here, which would be documented alcohol that you have had before your pregnancy or during your pregnancy, facial dysmorphiology, growth deficiency, central nervous system dysfunction, and neurobehavioral impairments. And then you have partial fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which would just result in 3 or less of these different symptoms or signs. Fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is preventable. It is preventable by not drinking if you are pregnant and you are aware you are pregnant, but for those of us who are not aware, my partner already explained the other preventative measures that we have, and our motivation for this is that almost all, if not everyone in this room at the moment, I know for my group specifically, want to do medicine in some capacity, and we always forget about those who cannot speak to us, fetuses, babies, up until they're at that talking age that we all love so much. Thank you.